Hello everybody, this is Mr. Parker from parkermaths.com. Today we're going to be looking at some foundation GCSE exam style questions. The topics covered in this video include area of a rectangle, where we're doing problem solving with that topic. We've got area of a trapezium and we've got area of compound shapes. Compound shapes are just more complicated shapes made up of simpler shapes that we already know how to work out the area of. As always, a link to the questions is contained in the video in the description below this video, so please make sure that you've had a go at these questions before you watch the video, otherwise you're not going to be making the most of it. Okay, let's get started. Question 1. Two squares of side 4 cm are removed from a square of side 12 cm as shown. Work out the shaded area. Well, we've got a large square here and two smaller squares, so we can put 4 cm here, 4 cm here, and a 12 cm here. That might help us get a picture on what's going on. So if I ever want to work out a shaded area, the general method is to find the area of the whole shape and then subtract the areas of the parts that I don't want. So if I call that A and that B, I can do 3 calculations at the side here. I can do the total area, which is the area of this big square, and that's going to be 12 multiplied by 12, which is 144 centimeters squared. And then I can do area of A, which is going to be 4 times 4, which is 16 centimeters squared. The area of B, which is the same. So the shaded area is going to be my total area, which is 144, minus the 16 for area A, minus the 16 for area B. So in total I'm taking 32 away, and that is going to give me 112 centimeters squared. So just to recap, if we ever want to find a shaded area, we find the area of the whole shape, and then we subtract the area of the bits that we don't want, and that leaves us with just the shaded area. Question 2. Calculate the area of this shape. You must show all your working. Well, we've got an L shape here, and we don't really know a formula to work out the area of L shapes, so we need to split it into two shapes that we do know how to work out the area of. And in this case I'm going to split it into two rectangles by drawing a line across here. I could have done it here and got the same result. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but I've got to choose one way. So we've got a 9 cm side here, a 3 cm here, 7 cm here, and 3 cm here. But at present we don't know this side and we don't know this side. So let's write them in. Well, if we know this whole length is 9 down here, then that must be the same as these two sides added together. So if that is 3, then this one here must be 6 centimeters. This side here, well, if the whole length is 7 and we know this bit is 3, then this bit must be 4 centimeters, because 7 subtract 3 is 4. So now we know the length of all the sides. We want to work out the area of the shape, but we need to be careful which ones of these we use to do it. So we've got this rectangle here, which I'll call rectangle A, and this rectangle we'll call rectangle B. So we'll start by doing the area of A. Well, we know the area of a rectangle is length times width. Well, the width of this rectangle is clearly 3. The length, though, you have to be careful whether to choose the 6 or the 9. Well, because we've drawn this line here, our length is only going to be this length here, which is 6, because the 9 includes this bit down here, which we're not interested in for rectangle A. So the area of A is 3 times 6, which is 18 centimeters squared. We use a similar method for the area of B. Well, we've got a long side here which is 7 and a width here which is 3. We don't want to use this 4 because that's not the whole length of this rectangle. So we're going to do 7 multiplied by 3, which is 21 centimeters squared. So the total area is going to be 18 plus 21, which is going to be 39 centimeters squared. Question 3. The length of a rectangle is 9 centimeters. The perimeter of the rectangle is 28 centimeters. Calculate the width of the rectangle. Well, so we've got a length here that's 9, and we know the perimeter is 28. Remember, perimeter is the distance around the outside. So to find the perimeter of this rectangle, we would add up all the side lengths. So we know this one's 9 centimeters. We know that P is 28, but we don't know these sides yet. Well, if we start with our 28 and we subtract 9 and then subtract 9 again, because these two sides are 9, so if we've got the whole lot and we take away these two bits, the answer, what we're left with, will be the length of these two sides added together. So 28 take away 9, take away 9, that's like taking away 18, that's going to give us 10 centimeters. And then we need to say, right, well, if these two add up to 10 and they're both the same, we need to do 10 divided by 2, which is 5 centimeters. Okay, which is the width. We should always check our answer. So if we've now figured out that this is going to be 5 and this is 5, well, 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 9 is 19, plus another 9 is 28, which is what we've got here, so we know that we're likely to have done it correctly. Question 4. The diagram shows the side wall of a building. Calculate the area of the wall. Well, the shape of this wall here is a trapezium. And if you look in the front of any GCSE exam, in the formula book, you will see this. It says area of a trapezium is half of A plus B multiplied by H, where A and B are the short side and the long side in the trapezium that are parallel to each other, and H is the height of the trapezium. So on my diagram, here are my parallel sides. It doesn't matter which one to which really, but we'll keep it consistent with this diagram. That would be A, that would be B, and that would be H. So although this is in the formula book for GCSE at the moment, if you're doing your GCSEs or whatever they become in 2017 or after, you probably won't be given this, so you'll need to memorise it. But if you're doing them in 2016 or 2015, that'll be there so you can use it. So let's apply it. So the area of the shape is going to be half of A plus B. In this case, that's going to be 5 plus 6 multiplied by the height, which in this case is 4. So remember, using BIDMAS, we've got to do brackets first. So 5 plus 6 is 11 multiplied by 4. Now we've got a multiplication here. It doesn't matter what order we do this multiplication in. We'll do it in whatever order is easiest for us. So I'm going to do the half times the 4, which gives me 2, and then multiply by 11, which gives me 22 centimeters squared. Question 5. This shape is made up of rectangles. Write down an expression in terms of x and y for the perimeter of a shape. Now remember from an earlier question, perimeter is the distance around the outside of the shape, so we're going to add the side lengths together. We don't need the side lengths to be numbers in order to add them together, because we can find an expression which is just something involving terms that have got x and y, which represents the perimeter of this shape. But at the moment we don't know all of the sides, so we've got to work some of them out. So let's talk about this long side here first. That has to be the same length as this side plus this side. So we've got 4y here and y there, so this one would be 4y plus y. Well, if I've got 4 lots of y and I add another y, I can just say that that length is 5y. Now let's talk about this side. We know this long side here is 3x and this short side is x, but we also know that this side plus this side must be the same length as this side. So to do this side here, we would work out 3x take away x. But when we do 3x take away x, that simplifies down to 2x. So we can write this side as 2x. So now we're ready to work out the perimeter. Let's start here and go round this way. We've got x plus 4y plus 2x plus y plus 3x plus 5y. So we're going to collect together our like terms containing the same letter. Let's do x's first. We've got an x here, then we're going to add another 2x, then we're going to add 3x. So that's going to give us 6 lots of x. And we've got plus 4y plus y plus 5y. If we add all those together, we are going to get plus 10y. So our answer, an expression for the perimeter, is 6x plus 10y. Question 6. Calculate the area of this shape. Well, we've got an N shape here, and we don't know directly how to work out the area of an N shape, so we're going to split it up into shapes we can work the area out of, and we'll do a rectangle here going up there and a rectangle going up here. These aren't the only rectangles you could use, but these are just the way that I'm going to do it. So let's think about our rectangles. We'll call them A, B and C. And we'll think if we've got enough information to work these rectangles out. Well, that length there is 17 and the width of this rectangle is 8, so we have enough information to work that out. So the area of A is going to be 17 multiplied by 8. Now, if you can't do that in your head, you need to be thinking straight away, what methods do I know to work that out? And you could use, for example, grid method. So I'm going to do 17 split into 10 and 7, and I'm going to multiply that by 8 by drawing a grid. And I would get 80 for 8 times 10, 56 for 8 times 7, and then I would do 80 plus 56, which gives me 136. Okay, so that one is 136 centimetres squared. Okay, we'll do the area of C next. And the reason I've missed B out is because if you look here, well, if this length is 17 here, well, that side must be the same, so that's 17 centimetres. And look, we're going to be doing 17 multiplied by 8 again, which we know is 136 centimetres squared because we've worked that out already. We've also got to do the area of B. Okay, this is going to require a little bit more thinking because at the moment we don't actually know the length of any of the sides. Let's think about it though. If this length is 17 all the way down here, and this bit is 7, the bit we've got left over here is going to be 10 centimetres. And if this whole length is 29, and we subtract 8 for this bit and 8 for that bit, that looks like subtracting 16, we get left with 13 centimetres for this side. So the area of B is going to be 10 multiplied by 13, which is 130 centimetres squared. So the total area is going to be 136 plus 136 plus 130. All we're doing is adding A, B and C. So A here, B here and C here. And if we do that, let's see what we get. 6 plus 6 is 12. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 402. So we get 402 centimetres squared.